Yesterday was a very difficult day. I confirmed about 81 homes that have been destroyed, affected, and that is terrible news. Now the good news is a month on from that, as we've gone through, whether it's what we've seen there or Victoria or New South Wales or other places, that hope was confirmed, and that gives us a lot more confidence, even more than we had at that point. And the nerve mix up. And the nerve mix up. And the nerve mix up. So the point is that the vaccination program over months, as it's rolled out, can change the nature of how Australia then manages the virus. She understood that. She understood that. She understood that. But that risk environment is what we now, as leaders of governments, need to define, understand, and ensure that our responses to things that occur are proportionate and that can impact on logistics and how markets operate and how the employment sector can continue to grow, and what maximises the least disruption to that. There isn't a country in the world, I suspect, bar a handful, who wouldn't want to trade places in terms of the issues that we manage here on COVID for the ones that they do. That said, of course, we continue to act on the recommendation of Jane Holton in relation to other facilities, which was the Howard Springs facility, which is what the former Secretary Holton had recommended. Well, thank you, everyone. I'm joined by the Treasurer and the Minister for Emergency Management. No, we're very careful. No, we're very careful. No, we're very careful. We have stood strongly with the Australian people to support them through this. JobKeeper, JobSeeker, COVID supplement, cash flow bonus, all of these things. That households get the support they need, and the politicians don't need to have a discussion in public about how that's going to get done. They just need to know it's going to get done, they're going to get that support, and we just need to get on with it to ensure that they have the confidence that they're going to get no, that they're going to get no, that they're going to get no. And a decision which I'll come to shortly will only add support to GPs further coming involved in the vaccination program. And to support that, the Commonwealth has decided today, and I've signed off on implementation of an $11 million grant program to encourage residential aged care facilities to provide staff with leave to get vaccinated. Now, we'll look at that. Make sure that you get tested. You may not be symptomatic. You may not think you need one, but you need to get one. And so we seek your cooperation for those who are coming out of quarantine. And of course, I will be doing that when I come out of quarantine at the end of this week. You'll see the need.
You'll see the need. You'll see the need.
Well, the government is preparing a plan. I mean, the key part of that plan presently is to ensure that we maximise the vaccination of the Australian population as soon as we can. I'm the scammer.
I'm the scammer. I'm the scammer.
Coming out of Israel, which also has a very high level of vaccination under this new Delta variant, where we're seeing potentially 50% of new cases being people who have been vaccinated. So, this is a process that will evolve in stages, and the government has been doing an enormous amount of work. You may recall some months ago I indicated to you that the Secretary of my department was working with all the Directors General. There are already concerning reports, and those who want to leave Afghanistan and come part of our humanitarian programs that particularly Australia is involved in, we want to be able to facilitate that.
Are you and President Biden on the same page as it relates to your approach to China?
We are on the same page. We're allies. But once we hit 80% vaccinations, then that means Australians will be able to travel in those states. I had the opportunity to speak to both Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Suga before we made the announcement about the AUKUS arrangement, and you all